Welcome to CyberCEO, wherein we talk about how our cyberbackers helped our cyber CEOs take their businesses to the next level. CyberCEO is powered by Cyberbacker, the world's leading provider of admin support services from anywhere in the world to anyone in the world. Please visit our website www.cyberbacker.com for more details. All right, another awesome day here at Cyberbacker. My name is Jello. We're back with another episode of CyberCEO. And of course, we are very lucky to have a special guest on the show right now. Ed, how are you doing today?
Very well, Jello. Thank you for having me.
We are very excited to get this interview on road. So let's start things off with, of course, just to let you know, Ed, we have a lot of listeners who are also business owners just like you. So help us out here, Ed. Can you introduce yourself to our audience? Let's start off with, what is your role in the business, Ed?
So I'm the CEO, owner of the business here. So my wife, Dar, has a real estate team in Anchorage, and I have a real estate team here in Fairbanks. We also are investors or owners in the CyberCEO offices in Nevada as well. We have 5 offices down there. So we have quite a few agents. This is where my heart is in Fairbanks. Our team in Alaska this year, it's a real estate business. We did 743 transactions for $224 million in sales. So we help a lot of families buy and sell homes in Alaska. We did 400 plus sales right here in Fairbanks, population 60,000. And
Wow.
Having Janine as one of our virtual assistants is a huge help for us in doing our business, because we rely a lot on the administrative backup to get these transactions through. So that's what we do.
Wow, that's very exciting. Also having your own cyberbacker helping you with those goals. Now, how long have you been working with Janine, by the way?
About 6 or 8 months right now. I think we started in May, and we've been using her to do a lot of our database management. Love that. We have over 40,000 folks in our database, and it's time to clean that up. When you're in a city population 60,000, you have 40,000 in your database. There's a lot of people that have moved back and forth, and Janine's been helping us get that cleared up, which has been amazing so far.
That is awesome. So mainly on database. Then I wanted to know though, before we talk about Janine, before you had her working with you in the business, did you have experience working with other virtual team members?
Oh yeah, we do. We've been strong on virtual assistants for years. As a matter of fact, Dar and I hired our first virtual assistant in 2009, I believe.
Wow.
And we're always looking for really talented folks, VAs. Because we have a strong administrative team of about 8 people in my office right here. And then we have right now 4 or 5 VAs that work for us at Cyberbacker. Janine's been amazing. She's been absolutely amazing. And we love the talent. We love the aspect of her professionalism. It's a great start. But we have been using virtual assistants for 12 years, give or take.
Wow, a lot of experience with virtual team members as well. Now, I want to know, how did you know about Cyberback? How did you hear about us?
Well, one of my team members brought Cyberbacker to my attention, and I'm like, okay, let's check it out. And we did the interviews, and that's when we met Janine, and I'm like, wow, this is it. And since then, we've learned a lot about Cyberbacker, because we've used other companies before, and we learned a lot about Cyberbacker. And I said, this is a great way for us to go. You know, the professionalism, the training, she came in ready to go to work. And that's one of the things that we really appreciated. We didn't have to do a whole lot of training. With a lot of virtual assistants, you have to start from scratch and train. And for a good escrow or transaction coordinator, it takes months to get them on track. With Janine, she was going to work, in the first week, and that was amazing for us.
Wow, of course, here in Cyberbacker, we are a partner for your company's growth, your business's growth. That's why we handle that training. Of course, we take that off of your plate just to make sure that your Cyberbacker is ready day one. Now, I want to know, before partnering with Janine, your Cyberbacker, how much time did you spend working in a week?
It's not so much me, as I'm the CEO and owner of the company. It's my team members. It's the leverage that they provide. With Janine, our database was so large. We have a lead manager who's also a virtual assistant. She was actually here in place. She was a military spouse, and worked with us here at Madden for 3 years. She moved back to New York, and we just kept her on virtually. So she transitioned from being in the office to being out of the office. She's our lead manager. She ran things, but it was just so large. It was burdensome. It was just overwhelming. And then we brought Janine in. And so what that did is took that weight off of Jackie's plate, our virtual assistant that we had for lead management, and let her do the 𝗙liche programs and the Sierra programs and all those systems that we wanted her to do as far as accountability and lead management, and let Janine run that lead cleanup and database and working that part of it. So really it saved us, 40 hours a week that I was spending on somebody else, that Janine stepped in and said, well, I'll take that. So she was an addition to our team that saved our folks a lot of time. But really the process is what saved us the time. We didn't have anybody for that process. And she was like, I'll take care of it. And she came and did it, which is great for us.
That is really awesome just to hear that this has been so far been a successful partnership with your Cyberbacker. Now, I know that all partnerships don't really start off that way. You have to build on it. You have to build on the relationship, right? I want to know what made this a successful partnership with your Cyberbacker.
Well, what made it is she came in qualified. That's what made it. A lot of times when you always interview your virtual assistants, the interview process, as we all know, is something that, they bring their best right to the table. They, you see the best of them. And a lot of people talk, hey, I can do this and this and this. Janine actually walked the talk. And that's what we liked about her. She was in there knocking things out. And we've got big plans for her. We've got more plans for her. And we want to take that to the next step. She's working the database stuff now, but she's too valuable, I think, for us on the database, that we want to run her into more lead and accountability activities for us, which is huge, because normally we don't move VAs from one position to bigger and better things all the time. She's one that after 6 months deserves to have a more important role in our business.
Well deserved by Janine right there. That's very exciting. More things for her to do, more opportunities for growth. Now, aside from that though, since it's the new year, what are the other things that you would want her to do for the business?
Well, right now we're thinking about her managing our major lead sources and distribution and doing accountability. We use Sierra Interactive, which is a program that a lot of real estate agents use. And I want her in there looking at the daily activities and the leads that are coming in and keeping our agents. What happens is we get so overwhelmed. I've got about 6 buyer's agents and 4 listing agents right now. We're hiring more, but they get so overwhelmed with leads. And right now I've got my buyer's agents asking to shut off leads because they got so many. And then what happens is, are we answering those leads in a timely manner? They're coming in as new leads, and are they sitting in new for too long? I want Janine to be managing that entire system for us, and being in contact with our leads. That's the next major step. And that takes her out of the database stuff and puts her right into the daily activities, which is huge for us.
Of course, that's going to be part of the customer experience as well, right? And that is something that is very important in this kind of business because, again, relationships matter in real estate, right?
100%. Our 4 tenants, when we look at the way we do business at Madden, Walden Madden, both in Acreage and up here, it's create raving fans is the number 1 responsibility. Convert the lead is number 2, build trust relationships with your clients, and then sell the house. So in priority of what we're doing, selling the house is number 4, because it just happens as a byproduct. Janine's going to be right at the lead of our number 1 and number 2 tenants is create raving fans and convert the lead, and that's really important right up front, right on top. And she's going to be right in the middle of that.
Of course. That's going to be very exciting for her. And I know that she's listening. She might be very excited as well.
She may be excited to hear what we're doing, because right now she thinks she's just doing database. But yes, we've been talking the last 2 weeks about where else we can use her because of her talent and her abilities.
That's very exciting as what we talked about. Imagine that she's going to be a part of the everyday tasks, such as, again, creating the relationships with your clients already. Now, one last question for you. I know, as I mentioned earlier, we have a lot of business owners who are listening to us right now. What piece of advice would you be able to give them when they're hiring their very own Cyberbacker?
actually vetting them is number one requirement. So doing the interview process, taking your time. I mean, at Keller Williams Realty, where we're at, we have the career visioning process. We bring people in, we run them through. It's timely. It takes a little bit of time. It's a little bit of effort. We bring them in. With our virtual assistants, we still take that time to work with them because they're an integral part of what we do in our business. We're administrative heavy. I've got an administrative, we call them executive team members, but I've got an executive team member for almost every agent that I have. So it's kind of a one-on-one because that's how we get there. Now, a lot of my team members are hiring their own virtual assistants right now and starting to go through Cyberbacker to hire their own for their businesses. So if you're on a 50-50 split or on the buyer side or a 35-65 or 40-50 split on the listing side, you have your specific activities you got to do. And some of our agents, a lot of them actually are leveraging some of the stuff within their responsibility to Cyberbacker and virtual assistants to help them do their jobs. And that's a huge piece of what we're doing. It helps our business immensely.
Of course, again,
as far as that process goes, and my advice to everybody is these are quality, folks that are, well educated, well trained, and are really a huge addition to your business. And I have not had an issue or not had a concern with wherever they may be located at, because they work our hours, they mix well with our people. We're 100% in favor of it, 100%. It's a huge part of our business. And if we had to hire locally in Fairbanks, Alaska to get the same talent, it would be a ridiculous expense, number one, but the talent pool, a lot of folks that we hire here in Alaska are 2 or 3 years because they're military spouses or family members, and they come in and out. With some of our VAs, we've had them for 6 or 8 years or more. Wow. Long-term relationships. And that's what I like to see. Anybody in a business likes to see that.
Of course, because again, that's a partnership when you already have someone for 6 to 8 years and of course more years. Now, Cyberbacker not just saves you the time and money, they also save you the effort. Imagine doing it on your own, going through a lot of interviews, looking and finding the right talent for your team. Cyberbacker already got that covered. Now, also, by the way, Ed, we've been talking about Janine for a while now. Would you want to give her a quick shout out on the show or any message you'd like to share to her right now?
Well, so Janine and I don't have a whole lot of interaction because she works with some of my team members. But hey, Janine, I got to tell you, you're amazing. And we actually, the plans that we have for you in the future, and you may be just finding out about this now because we've been talking about it on our leadership team for several weeks now. It's because of the quality of work that you've been doing. It's because we gave you a task and you don't have to interact with us that much to get it done. You just get it done. And we love that. The autonomy that you have to get your job done is going to roll over to the next one, and you'll have that autonomy in your next responsibility as well. And you will do a little bit of training, get you ramped up on it. This is a long-term relationship, so we hope that it works well for all of us and you too.
We are very excited to see where this partnership would be in the next few months and, of course, the years to come. Ed, thank you very much for being on the show today.
Thank you, Jill. Appreciate it. Have a great day.
Thank you for listening to our daily dose of CyberCEO. Stay tuned to know more about how Cyberbacker creates a difference in this digital time and age. You can visit our website www.cyberbacker.com and follow our social media pages on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube, and Spotify.